Walk into any drag strip parking lot in 1963, and you'd see the usual suspects. GTOs, Corvettes, maybe a few Galaxies with 400s under the hood, but then you'd spot it. A full-size Chevy Impala, four-door sedan body, stock wheels. Looks like somebody's dad drove it to the track by mistake, and then that Impala would absolutely destroy every purpose-built race car there. Not by a little, by seconds. These are the 8 rarest sleeper cars from the 1960s. Cars that look like grocery getters but ran like thoroughbreds. Cars your neighbors would never suspect could run 11-second quarter miles. Some of these were built in numbers so small, you'd have better luck finding a unicorn. And every single one of them proved that the best way to win a street race is to show up in something nobody expects. Number 8. The 1969 Mercury Cyclone CJ Drag Pack. Only 358 were built. From the outside, this Mercury looked like a mid-size family car. Clean lines, subtle badging, nothing screaming race car. But order the drag pack option, and Mercury would install a Super Cobra Jet 428 with an external oil cooler, Le Mans connecting rods, and forged internals. Ford officially rated it at 335 horsepower. The real number was closer to 400. That drag pack also gave you a 456 gear and enough torque to twist the drive shaft into a pretzel if you weren't careful. Mid-13-second quarter miles were easy, high 12s if you could drive. And nobody saw it coming because it was a Mercury. Not a Mustang, not a Torino, just a forgotten midsize that happened to embarrass everything Ford was selling at the time. Number 7. The 1965 Dodge Coronet 426 Wedge. While everyone was obsessing over the Hemi, Dodge quietly offered a 426 cubic inch street wedge that made 465 pound-feet of torque. The Coronet looked like your uncle's company car. Conservative styling, modest chrome, absolutely nothing suggesting it could run with muscle cars costing twice as much. That Street Wedge used the max wedge bottom end with a slightly tamer top end for pump gas. Still made 365 horsepower. Still had enough low-end grunt to embarrass Corvettes off the line. And because everyone was chasing Hemi cars, these wedge Coronets flew completely under the radar. Production numbers are murky, but they're incredibly rare today because most got raced into oblivion. Number 6. The 1962 Ford Galaxie 500 XL 406. Before the 427, Ford's big gun was the 406. Order the tri-power version, and you got 3 two-barrel carburetors feeding 405 horsepower to the rear wheels. The Galaxie was massive, over 18 feet long, weighed 3,800 pounds, looked like a land yacht your grandparents would drive to Florida. But that 406 had serious NASCAR pedigree. The slippery roofline and minimal chrome weren't just styling. They were aerodynamic choices made for high-speed oval racing. Mid-14-second quarter miles were possible in a car that most people assumed was for retirement communities. Ford sold these to serious racers who knew what they had. Today, they're forgotten except by hardcore Ford collectors. Number 5. The 1965 Pontiac Catalina 2+2. Pontiac's full-size answer to the GTO, but with even more displacement and torque. The 421 high-output V8 was Pontiac's biggest engine at the time, and when you ordered a Catalina 2+2, you got it with tri-power carbs and every performance trick Pontiac knew. This wasn't a stripped-down race car. The 2+2 came loaded. Bucket seats, console, premium trim. It looked like a luxury cruiser, but stomp on it, and that 421 would light up the tires like a top-fuel dragster. High 13-second quarter miles in a full-size car that weighed over 4,000 pounds. Pontiac never shouted about these cars. They just sold them to people who knew better than to judge a muscle car by its size. Number 4. The 1962 Oldsmobile Jetfire. The first production car with a factory turbocharger, 215 cubic inches, 215 horsepower, 1 horsepower per cubic inch in 1962. That was NASA-level technology for the time. The Jetfire looked like every other Oldsmobile Cutlass on the road. Same body, same conservative styling, but under that hood sat something from the future. The Turbo Rocket V8 used a special fluid injection system to prevent detonation. Oldsmobile called it Turbo Rocket Fluid, and it worked like water methanol injection before anyone knew what that was. The problem was, owners kept forgetting to refill it. Engines would knock themselves to pieces. Oldsmobile killed the Jetfire after just 2 model years. Only about 3,800 total were built, and far fewer survive today. But for those 2 years, Oldsmobile had the most technologically advanced American performance car on the market. Number 3. The 1963 Pontiac Catalina Super Duty. Only 14 were built. They called it the Swiss cheese Catalina because engineers drilled 120 holes into the frame rails to save weight. The Super Duty 421 made over 500 horsepower in a full-size sedan that looked absolutely stock from the outside. Pontiac built these to dominate super stock drag racing. Aluminum body panels deleted everything that wasn't essential, and that monster 421 with tunnel ram intake and dual quads. 12-second quarter miles in 1963. In a car that, parked on the street, looked like something your high school principal would drive. Most of them got raced hard and destroyed. Finding one today is like finding the Holy Grail. 14 built, maybe 5 or 6 still exist. Number 2. The 1964 Ford Fairlane Thunderbolt. 100 were built. 49 4-speeds, 51 automatics. Ford took a mid-size family sedan and stuffed a full-race 427 under the hood. Not the street version, the NASCAR version with high-riser heads and dual Holley 4 barrels. 425 horsepower on paper, over 500 in reality. Everything unnecessary was deleted. Heater, radio, sound deadening, passenger side windshield wiper. The front bumper was fiberglass. Hood and fenders were aluminum. Exhaust headers snaked around the suspension like intestines, and the ram air induction pulled cold air through fake headlight openings in the grille. 11.7 second quarter miles right off the showroom floor. These weren't street cars. They were factory-built drag racers that happened to have license plates. Gas Ronda won the 1964 NHRA Super Stock Championship in a Thunderbolt. That's all you need to know. Number 1. The 1963 Chevrolet Impala Z11. 57 were built. This is the rarest production muscle car Chevrolet ever made, and it's the ultimate sleeper. From the outside, it looked like a standard Impala sports car. Big chrome bumpers, factory wheels, nothing screaming race car. But pop that hood and you'd find a 427 cubic inch monster that Chevy built by stroking the legendary 409. Dual Carter 4 barrels, aluminum intake, 13.5-to-1 compression, cowl induction feeding cold air from the base of the windshield. Chevy rated it at 430 horsepower. The real number was closer to 525. And to keep weight down, Chevy built the hood, fenders, and bumpers from aluminum, stripped out the interior, deleted the heater, radio, even the front sway bar. The result was a 3,500-pound full-size Chevy that could hit 60 in 4.3 seconds and run the quarter in 10.8 at over 120 miles per hour in 1963. That was faster than everything. Faster than Hemis, faster than Cobras, faster than anything Ford or Pontiac had, and it looked like your neighbor's grocery getter. Legendary drivers like Bill Jenkins and Dino Don Nicholson campaigned Z11s. They dominated super stock racing until the NHRA cracked down on factory lightweights. Today, a Z11 Impala can sell for over $400,000 at auction. Only about 50 of the original 57 still exist, and every single one has a story about destroying some poor guy who thought racing a 4-door Impala would be easy money. 8 cars. 8 different approaches to the same philosophy. Never let them see it coming. Some used big bodies to hide big engines. Some used conservative styling to mask race-bred hardware. All of them proved that the sleeper mentality wasn't just about surprising people. It was about winning. These weren't muscle cars built for show. They were tools designed for one purpose: go fast, win races, make the guy in the flashy GTO look foolish. And they did it without bragging, without flashy paint, without giant hood scoops advertising what they had under the hood. That's what made them dangerous. That's what made them legends. If you've ever seen one of these cars, drop a comment and tell the story. If you own one, I don't believe you, but I'm jealous anyway. Hit subscribe for more stories about the cars that changed everything without anybody noticing until it was too late. And I'll see you in the next one.